he gave you a report here, and I mean, I don't know. This is really amazing, man. Ain't a whole lot of places that would go this far and do this for people. So this,
Nick, let's become traffic vigilantes of Zebulon.
No,
and
bro.
what I'll do is
no, bro, I ain't doing nothing.
I'm gonna go through all of the comments on Facebook on those pages and list all of the problematic intersections, and then hide behind some bush and take some pictures of people speeding and send it over to Captain Howard and be like, "Here you go."
What's up, everybody watching On Air Nick Java podcast here on YouTube. You guys might be seeing this on Facebook. This podcast and video has to do with the follow-up that me and George were talking about near his intersection out at Zebulon Road and Rose Mallow Drive. And we're going to go over some of this report here too, man. So it's pretty cool, man. I read it, had a lot of info in it.
How's your day been, man?
Good, man. Everything's been good. Grateful, happy, blessed. I want to dedicate this follow-up podcast to all the fake Facebook profiles out there who like to chime in and chime out.
Just say fake out all the fake.
Yeah, this goes out to all the haters,
That's it, man. That's it. Hey, man, there's always somebody got something to say out there, man.
Yeah, you got to realize, man, you don't
You can't make everyone happy
on Facebook.
No.
There's always a spectrum, right? Like you say one thing, someone loves it, someone hates it. It's impossible to make everyone happy, although you may have the best intentions.
It's very true, man. It's very true. That's very true. So, man, let's get into this police report here, man. So we've got the Zebulon Police Department traffic complaint findings report here.
So, yeah, this is incredible. Number one, shout out to the Zebulon Police Department. Thank you so much to their new captain who takes care of traffic. I think I sent you a picture. You can post them up here. What a great guy. Him, Officer Oliver, they invited me over to the police station, and they provided me this report that hopefully you can make public to everyone. And they took the video that I put on your channel about that corner, and they opened up an investigation after they saw the comments and people talking and stuff. And they did a couple of days of checking, 1 hour each day, and they found, how many near misses, which are how many almost accidents occurred, what the speeds were, how many people were speeding, the percentages of people speeding. And, that intersection is problematic. They're going to take steps to address it. So this police report is going to be sent to someone at the Department of Public Works, and then they're going to send that over to the Department of Transportation with their recommendation to move the speed signs all the way up past Pippin so that whole section becomes 35 miles an hour, right, into town. This is because that's the entrance to town, right? That's like 96. So that is going to take care of the problem, especially since when you go through this report, Nick, you'll see that the top speed that they clocked people at was almost 60 miles an hour. So that's 15 miles over the speed limit and, where a bus stop is.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel validated that I'm not crazy, that I can sit in my house, like right here where I'm in my office, out that window is the road. And I can hear the, the slow whooshes are the cars going slow. When you hear the whoo, that means the car's going like 60, 65. They're putting a speed trailer out there also, so people will start to see that. And they're going to be enforcing traffic violations there and down at the corner. So, people be mindful if you see this. Just be respectful. The speed limit is the speed limit. All we're asking is for you to follow the speed limit.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, I was reading over it, and it looks like they put a lot of hours into investigating this. It looks like 7.5, and it says this was prepared by Senior Officer J.B. Oliver. Is that I get it right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. There was definitely some interesting points in it here. I saw one that was talking about in the opening here. People can kind of see that right here, but it talks about on January 9th, 2025, citizen named George Roy made a Facebook post stating another vehicle had nearly been hit at the intersection and wanted a radar gun provided to collect data to report. In conversations in the comments, Mr. Roy stated that he was seeking proof people are speeding in that intersection there so he could take to Zebulon Police Department, NCDOT, WREL, Facebook, and town commissioners. So does that summarize it up on your end, kind of?
Yeah, it was never, when I met with them, it was never to undermine or embarrass or call them out. It was,
Right.
Since I've been involved in town politics, the planning board and people just in general, they always say like, I need proof, right, of your allegations, or I need proof that this is going to affect that community next door, or I need proof that this is going to impact traffic. So I just felt like it was the same. If I could go in there with a recording and show, look, I sat here for 10 minutes and we caught people going 65, 64. Is that enough for you to do something? I don't want to just gripe. I want to have evidence, Well,
that's cool. That's cool that they actually did this entire traffic complaint findings report. This is pretty awesome. So they definitely heard, your complaint there with that intersection, and looks like they put some time into it here, man. And I thought it was really interesting, let me see here, under the stationary traffic observation, it talks about something. I thought this was really cool. It's the first time I've heard of this, but they actually have something called LiDAR.
Oh no!
Yeah,
which I thought was pretty neat. So that doesn't trigger the actual radar detectors as much. People having their cars.
They'll get you. They're going to get you.
Yeah, that'll get you, bro.
Well, look, if you look at that first date, January 11th, right? He did from 4 to 5. Okay. So that's when I think it snowed. So even on around the snow day,
the
highest speed was 58 miles an hour, which is wild, right?
It did snow on the 11th.
It was like it was either the day after it snowed, but it was like that weekend, right?
Yeah.
Near misses observed 3. So in 1 hour that he's watching, there was almost 3 car accidents that he witnessed.
Is that so? This is this January 11th one right here. This is between 4 and 5. And so the average speed was 45.35, which is a little bit, that's pretty good, I would guess, because it is 45 through there, right? From the report.
45 and 35, yeah. But then, so the average is 44. The highest speed clocked was 58 miles an hour.
It's a guy rolling fast there, man.
Yeah, and then the lowest speed is 30, and that's probably the people turning out of the subdivision, And then but he says at the end, all 3 near misses were the result of unsafe movements by traffic coming off of Rose Mallow Drive. So that's people making that left. They're scared, because it's hard for people to read the speeds of people that are coming, so they panic.
So the people on So the people on Rose Mallow Drive, you're saying this one was like the people coming out of the housing development here, trying to get on to the. Okay, I got you. So it says highest speed involved in near miss was 43, and lowest speed involved in near miss was 39. So
I thought that was interesting.
But I did see something here. This part right here, it said total percentage of speeders 10 miles and over was like 2.4%, 2.24. And then the total 6 to 10 miles an hour over was 26.97. And then the ones that were going about 5 miles and over were about 70. So at least people aren't going through it at like 100 all the time. You know what I'm saying?
No, forget it.
You gotta like people in the
I'd be throwing some man-made spike strips to get people off the road, but it is, it's 40% of people that go through there are speeding. Look, one thing I do want to say that they did a great job of is they wanted to make sure that I convey this message to the town of Zebulon or whoever's watching, is that if you do have any concerns around traffic in your neighborhood or something that you consider problematic, reach out to them and let them know, and they will do their best to address it. Now, they need more police officers on traffic. They need more of everything, just in general. And I think they're going to try to do their best with what they have. And I'm super appreciative of that. And let's see what happens. Some people in my HOA are kind of, in my subdivision, are happy that I went through it. Obviously, some people on Facebook are like, mind your own business. But, it'd be nice not to see an accident there. I don't think it's that crazy of a mess.
Well, man, it's like you just said. It's like you just said, as far as if people have a qualm, just go chat with the ZPD and like you said, they mentioned that they'll do the best work they can to try to get people some results there, man. So looks like right here with this stuff, this is very detailed. This is very like I was like, wow, man, this is really great, man. This is awesome. And they had I was looking at some of these ones, and I know that they were there. I think January 16th was like 7:30 to 8:30. There's 393 cars that go through there in just an hour. But a lot of people is, I grew up in Zebulon. It's crazy to think about that, but I know the town's grown so much. But I imagine, so many people are probably going to that school right there, and then going to work, and people that commute and all that kind of stuff. And
isn't that crazy though? 400 cars an hour.
Yeah, at that one intersection.
Just that one checkpoint there. We got to put a sign out, a dummy with a sign that says Nick Driver for president.
Woo! I like that.
It looked like on this particular time, like January 16th between 7:30 8:30, it looked like the majority of people were going under 45 there. But that was probably, I also saw a note on here where it was a little bit more congested, so people don't really speed through the kind of congested time periods. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I thought this was really, like, I was reading it, I was like, wow, man, these guys they broke this stuff down with percentages and all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, and if you keep going down, I'm going to show you a picture of something else they pointed out that seems to be the problem. Keep going all the way down so I can show you the picture of the exit of Rosemallow. This is the
one I want to chat with you about that I saw.
Sure.
So I think, so it was like one of the complaints it was mentioned was that there's 2 speed zones in the area, and it says the NCDOT map and the posted sign indicates there's 1 speed zone that is a 45 mile an hour speed zone. So are you saying that they're thinking about maybe, it looks like, so 45
right there. See right there where the red ends right before Rosemallow, the blue start. Mm-hmm. That's where the most recent speed limit sign, because they put one out like last year that says 45 right before my subdivision right there. Before that wasn't there. So It was 35 past my subdivision. But now because people accelerate right before the entrance to my subdivision, and I think that's what leads to people not being able to determine, because you're going to be driving 32, especially there, because there's always cops or sheriffs on that little convenience store, that bodega on the corner.
Yeah.
So, you're not going to speed through there on Green Pace. You know what I'm talking about? That little arm where the Mexican food truck is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then on the way into town, it turns into 35 right after. So what they're going to do is change that sign all the way down to where the Dollar General is. They're gonna ask them to make it 35 the whole way down, including Pippin, so that it's much safer.
Gotcha.
And if they do that, and we manage to get that done by literally just asking, what a win for Zebulon, for the police, for people like us, for just the citizens to know, yo, man, if you have a legit concern and you bother to meet with people and be proactive, you can try to resolve it for your town.
Yeah, that's cool,
really
man.
empowering.
That's really cool, man, because you think about it, it's like there's a lot of it's kind of, sometimes it's hard to get people to actually get the ball rolling, you know what I'm saying, or actually looking at things like this, and it looks like they heard what your I guess complaint, or maybe asked them to look into it, and they did. And I mean, this is cool, man. They provided an entire report here that's very detailed, man. I thought that's pretty freaking cool, man.
But this is all under the new captain. So that I hope you put up that picture of the gentleman that was promoted. Okay. He was the one that led the conversation. He was the one that gave the directive to do this. He was the one that said, if you have any other issues, we're here to work with the town. So I think he's making it a priority to, be accessible to us.
Very detailed here, man.
So here, right there, southern view from Stop Bar. So the problem, you see, okay, so that's my corner when you turn left or right to go on 96.
Right.
So the problem is the stop sign. So that police officer is parked right where the stop bar is, where you're not supposed to cross, right? Okay. The thing is, you can't see down the road because of that huge tree. See those bushes in front of that electrical pole?
Yeah.
That's in the right of way. So from the right of way is like from the double yellow line, there is an easement. So 50 feet to the left and to the right, that's public property, right? You're not supposed to put anything on there because the Department of Transportation needs that access in case they need to do road work or set up something. Those trees there need to be removed so that people can see down the road and not be blinded by that blind spot. Now, before someone says,
you mean this
should
one
have
right
known
here,
that
right?
before we moved in. When we moved in 2.5 years ago, that wasn't that monstrosity that was there. It was manageable, right? Like it was trimmed all the way back. You were able to see what the hell was going on. Now you have to roll past the stop sign, kind of almost to get your nose into the street to be able to look left and see the cars coming. You might say, well, what's the big deal? If you cross over a stop bar, you could get a ticket. Now, granted, there's no people walking there yet, but with future development, the goal is to build a sidewalk all the way to downtown and to bring commercial right next door so that people can walk on the sidewalk and access, so just because there isn't any now doesn't mean there can't be in the future. So you got to, set everything up now for the future so you don't have to backtrack. Like that's what Zebulon's doing now with our growth. We're backtracking, trying to fix the roads and widen roads and roundabouts and speed limits and taxes because we're growing out of control. So
I don't know if they're going backwards. Yeah, I mean they definitely conducted a whole. So here's the school bus safety part, and it said like a school bus was observed making a stop at an intersection. Nothing was unsafe during the bus stop observed. No vehicles were observed passing a stop school bus. Officer J.B. Oliver has sat at this location in the past specifically to watch for violators passing stop school buses and was unsuccessful each attempt. It's crazy. It's crazy because a lot of this stuff is I see people doing all kinds of stuff. Like when I'm coming back from shows, I'll be out in Raleigh or I'll be out somewhere doing something, and you see the craziest. I'll see the craziest stuff and like nobody's around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man.
But the systems, just to warn people out there, these school buses have cameras on them.
Yeah.
And if people start to pass them and it becomes a concern,
okay, good.
They are directed to tell their kind of like office, and their office will send those videos to the police, and then they'll try to track those people down, or they'll set up an observation point. So I guess with that, I'm not so concerned because it's up to the school bus driver to feel like if it's out of control, they're going to report it.
Yeah, and you have the history of collisions. I'll nest this whole document in the top comment so everybody can check it out if that's cool. Is that okay with you and the ZPD?
Yeah, no
crew?
I definitely want to. They said we could share it. I definitely want to share it so people. I hope that people follow up this video with putting down several locations that they're concerned with to kind of guide ZPD, the traffic department on where they should start looking into.
They probably they're the police department. They probably know some areas that they probably know more than most people, when you think. Or
yeah, but if they're proactive now with the new management that they have to try to address these concerns, you should take advantage. It's something so simple that they do a report like this in that area and then they send it to the DOT to change the traffic. If they're willing to do it now, you might as well jump on that train.
Yeah, they did a conclusion, suggested course of action, and they have that, the suggested course of action is for officers to continue routine speed enforcement area, stop and take enforcement action against motorists making unsafe movements in the area, continue observing school bus. Sounds like they're going to just try to continue observing it and try to figure out the best, trying to do what they can, as they have been, right?
Yeah, it says they're going to put a speed trailer in the area.
Oh, they're going to put, okay, cool, man.
Yeah, it says place a speed trailer in the area, warning motorists, and then request a speed zone change from NCDOT on behalf of the Tyrian Lake subdivision, which is the biggest thing for us,
So the speed trailer would be a good deterrent, man.
Oh yeah, because it says your speed and it clocks you,
and it shows everybody in the area.
And I think there's a camera on there. I think they have cameras, so when you pass it and you're speeding, it takes a picture of your license plate.
Wow.
And it clocks how fast you were going. So
that's crazy.
Get them. I told my wife, babe, make sure you're driving very carefully here, because if we want people to be put in check for speeding, you better not get pulled over.
Man, get caught, man.
He's like, you either. I was like, that's right.
Well, that's cool, man. That's cool, man. I think this is a great follow up to your initial concern with that intersection there where you're living at, and
it just feels nice to be able to call them with a concern and not feel like you're crazy. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Made a post, talked to them. They did a thing and they confirmed some of it and they're gonna do something to help us. And that's how easy it should be, honestly.
That's awesome. Hey man, I'm telling you, bro. Zebulon, man, the town of friendly people, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friendly people and fake Facebook profiles.
Hey man, that's over every city, man. That's a whole nother podcast, man. I could tell you for days, man. Like doing the For Zebulon by Zebulon page.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe some of the stuff I see on there, man. I'm not gonna say anything about nobody or nothing, clearly, but you ought to see some of the stuff that it's rowdy, bro. So Wild West out here on Facebook, man.
I get some of the comments myself, and I'm just like blown away with how people like. First, if you're gonna comment on someone's post about why are you concerning yourself with this, don't be nosy. But you are concerning yourself with this enough to post asking me like it just some of it don't make sense.
Yeah.
Some people ask genuine questions, like why do you feel responsible? And I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like if you see something, say something, right? So
well, if you have a general concern about something like this, that's a traffic, issue, or if you have a concern, I mean, why not go talk to him? He told you that you could come chat with him anytime, and he gave you a report here, and I mean, I don't know. This is really amazing, man. Ain't a whole lot of places that would go this far and do this for people. So this,
Nick, let's become traffic vigilantes of Zebulon.
No,
and
bro.
what I'll do is
no, bro, I ain't doing nothing.
I'm gonna go through all of the comments on Facebook on those pages and list all of the problematic intersections. And then hide behind some bush and take some pictures of people speeding and send it over to Captain Howard and be like, "Here you go,
George." What is it called when the guys in the city they walk around and ticket people for parking too long?
I don't know. Parking enforcement.
Is it called a meter maid?
A meter. yeah.
George the meter maid. George the meter maid, man.
Yo, that's ZPD, awesome. Make me an honorary speeder maid, and I will be out there.
That's right.
Listen, I'll walk up and down Zebulon Road and give out hella tickets, especially those people that love to park over by Fall Line and Raleigh Distillery, just to park and leave their car there for days. Come on,
bro. Man, you can't do that to them, man. Mind your business.
What is the cutoff date? What is the cutoff date to become a police officer in Zebulon, North Carolina?
Hey man, it sounds like you might be a little too excited about it. I feel like I would roll through there. George might give me a ticket because I was like soliciting or something.
I don't think I could ever really
throw trash in the George. I throw trash in the wrong trash can. You'll be like, Nick,
arrested.
You get a ticket.
You're going under the jail. See, that's why I gotta like when I met with Oliver and Captain Howard. I'm thinking to myself, like, the self-restraint these men have to be police officers,
absolutely,
right? Who put their life on the line every day, and they're sitting in this room with this guy who's talking about speeding. I feel like Allen Iverson. Like, we talk about speeding? We talk about speeding? Like, there's like people dying in Zebulon, and like, so at the same time, like, I understand. I could never be a police officer because the internal self-control you have to have, right, to like deal with someone's complaint and not project your own feelings, or like Oliver and Howard sat there expressionless, just like very professional, stoic, like, we understand what you're saying, here's your report, we want to help you. I would have been like, take your report and get up out of here, man. We're gonna send it to DOT. You'll be all right. Ain't nobody dying over there.
Yeah, but man, them dudes are awesome.
A lot of respect.
They sat there and listened to you, man. And then they did a report, man. That's what's up, man.
No,
so,
yeah.
They're getting that trailer out there. They're getting a trailer out there with that, the speed.
My face on there, meter maid.
Your face, George, out there, and they're like, if you guys come through here, George is gonna write you. He gonna citizens arrest you.
Yo, honestly, if there's that position in ZPD, let me know. I'll be a citizen police officer. You give me a little ticket book, and I'll walk around town handing out all of them.
They might want to keep you off the force, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. You know, let me tell you something. It's always been my dream to be a police officer.
Yeah.
But I just can't do it, you know?
Right. It's a hard job, man. I got family members. I got family members that are that were or are police officers, man. It's a hard job. But man,
and, you know, shout out to Officer Mitchell that he's one of the coaches for the Bearcats. He's also a police officer. He's a good dude. A lot of the guys I've met, they're great. So yeah, man. Thank you for your time, Nick, and thank you for, you know, sharing this on your page. If it wasn't for you and your page, none of this would have happened. So I appreciate it.
Well, man, you know, I think it's cool that you problem was heard. It sounds like they're doing everything they can to help out a situation. And, you know, hey, man, rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. 2025, bro. Happy Martin Luther King Day, man.
Happy Martin Luther King and Inauguration Day, man.
Happy day, man.
That's right. We're in the new world now.
Everybody, if you guys will, check out Nick Java Podcast on YouTube. I drop content daily.